In December of 2024, the UCR School of Public Policy launched the inaugural cohort of the Robert Heath Global Policy Scholars Program, a week-long program in Washington, D.C. meant to expand student knowledge of international policy and diplomacy by connecting them with experienced policy professionals through seminars and networking opportunities. This program was created with support from Robert Heath and former U.S. Ambassador Ronald Newman.
This is a great week to have a very broad exposure to a whole lot of subjects and think about, are there things here that really turn me on, that I would really like to work on?
These are great kids. In my age, I can call everybody a kid. They know so much about these issues, and they're asking incredibly good questions.
The UCR team and I agreed on what the subjects were that we would cover. And yes, I then recruited each of the speakers. Criteria was simple. Who's an expert on this subject who can give an engaging presentation? I know the first part's true, and you'll have to check with the students to find out later if the second part worked out.
Long ago, I heard a saying, and it was 7 handshakes connects you to everyone around the world. Well, through this program, 1 handshake is connecting me to many world leaders and trailblazers and people in the top of the policy field. The most beneficial thing I have gotten so far is exposure to these fields that I wasn't necessarily aware of, and you don't really learn too much about in your classes. This is something you can only really learn from getting out there and meeting these people.
It's not just every day that you get offered the chance to go to, the heart of politics, in America and DC. What's really amazing about these seminars is that they're not necessarily like a presentation, but it's more of a conversation.
I definitely want to be doing something like foreign policy related, maybe diplomacy. It really just helps because you're meeting people who've been there and done that. You just can ask anything, and they have they have a wealth of information for us.
An opportunity where you're able to speak to former ambassadors and diplomats and people who have been in the room where it happens is not something that you get to do on your own very often, if at all. Being able to have an opportunity as an undergraduate student, as somebody who is hungry and ready and whose mind is really fresh and open to ideas, being able to sit in a room and listen to all of the expertise and knowledge of people who have been in the field is so impactful to our future.
Our curriculum gives students a really good foundation in understanding public policy. However, it is useful to have direct exposure and direct experience from practitioners in the field. They could be making connections with potential employers. They could see how these speakers form their own careers from young students into senior leadership, and that can give role models for our students as they develop their own careers.
I would recommend this program to students that are already doing work in international affairs, but also students that, are interested in international affairs, but haven't really been immersed in that sort of field yet.
If you are involved or interested in any kind of topic pertaining to international relations, advocacy, public policy, political science, if you are just within the realm of helping people, this is going to be the program for you.
I would pitch this to all and every public policy student at UCR.
Just do it. There's really no reason why not to. And especially if it's funded by the school, it's just so accessible to everybody, and it's amazing, really.
We need to be inspired, all of us. What Ron put together, what everybody else has put together, is just incredibly good. But I'm so impressed by the response from the students and how involved they are, and how much knowledge they already come with, and how they interact with these incredible people. I hope it'll change lives. I just want to do it again and again and again.